Yo, yo, yo. We are back. Y'all hear that music? Y'all hear that music?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Goodf3llas Podcast. Mic check. It's your boy Dougie. I got 5. I got A Will with me. Over here watching this battle of the worst in the NFCs.
It's always a battle of the worst in the NFC.
Always.
The best worst. Because
The best worst?
The best worst NFCs. Somebody got to win it. Feels good to be back, man. We got another. We bringing back GOAT Talk today, ladies and gentlemen.
Fan favorite.
You know,
It was requested.
Got people requesting it.
I feel good tonight. You know.
Alright.
Meow. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling today?
Oh, man. Oh, brother. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Blessed.
5.
I'm feeling good. I'm here. Living. New week. More parlays. More single bets. More money to be won.
Hopefully. Last week was brutal. I just wanted, the people missed us, so I just, let it ride a little bit, man. I'll be back. So, World Series, tied at 1-1. Well, first, let's talk about 5. We all made our predictions on the World Series.
We did. I was completely wrong.
I was 1 for 2. I said the Dodgers. I had Dodgers and Yankees.
Yeah, I had to cut up in the end.
Well, I was 2 for 2. I had Rays, Dodgers.
You won you some money.
I did win some money on the Dodgers.
Oh, you did. Okay.
I
That's
bet
right.
Dodgers. I should have put some money on the Rays too.
What was the payout on the Rays? If you'd have picked when you said that.
I think they was plus 250, 220.
It's not bad.
I saw on Instagram on the little, what is it, the BR_betting, someone had took the Rays and they took them a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I think it was for a few thousand.
Yeah.
Payout was $30K, 25 or 30K.
They took the cash out?
No. This was, they had placed this bet. It wasn't online.
Oh, okay.
They placed it early in the season.
Early.
Okay.
And all they needed to do
Was make the World Series?
was
They picked them to win?
Was it the Rays or was it that? It was the Rays, yeah, because they were up 3-0 on the Astros, right? And it went 7, right?
It went 7.
Yeah. So he needed the Rays to win. I know, but he was sweating.
He was sweating?
He was
Oh,
so he just picked them to make the World Series.
So he had them to make it the World Series early in the season.
Way
They were up 3-0. They gave up the
3-1.
3-0.
Yeah. That was.
He was sweating.
Sweating. I was sweating.
Absolutely.
He was sweating.
It's a lot of money.
On the line, you hear me?
Yeah, he was sweating.
Yeah, there you go, right? No, that ain't it. Okay, my bad. I'm on IG. So, how'd y'all feel about the game yesterday?
Man, 6-4 win for the Rays. It was just a lot of questionable decisions being made. I mean, me and A. Will was talking about that this morning.
Yeah.
He actually pointed it out last night, and then we kind of discussed about some of the stuff that happened this morning. But to me, and I'll let A. Will talk about the question mark that he had, which was awful.
Horrible.
But in the top of the 9th, the Rays get 2 on, 2 outs. They take out their best hitter, the guy who's been their best hitter all playoffs.
Yeah.
He's got a rookie record for most hits in a single playoff. He just said it with that hit. You take him out for a pinch runner, and you're only up 2 runs.
Yeah.
The Dodgers still had a whole half inning. So what happens if the Dodgers get 2 runs, you go to extras,
And now your best hitter ain't in the game.
now you're down your best hitter. And he's not like he's a bad runner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a very good runner too. Young legs, I didn't get it. But I'm not behind those scenes in baseball. I don't know what they're looking at. I don't know if they're looking at it from a hurt standpoint or if they're looking at it from a single, get you a couple additional insurance runs. I don't know what they were looking at it from, but it confused the hell out of me. I'll tell you that.
I think, to your point, the coach wasn't looking that they're going into extras. Like, we pinch. If I'm taking out my best hitter, we ending this game. So I think he wasn't thinking about extra innings, obviously.
But you still have to think about the what ifs, though.
Like, you gotta factor in the what ifs.
You have to. Like,
well, it makes him look like a genius, though.
No,
I mean,
because
because the Dodgers had a man on with the tying run at the plate.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm saying,
he brought their clothes in.
As far as wins and losses, though, did they win the game? Right. I mean, I agree with you that it's questionable.
It doesn't look like a genius.
Well, maybe not a genius, but
because the guy grounded out 3 pitches later.
Yeah. So it didn't backfire on him. But we've seen it. So like we go back to the White Sox series. If that rookie that's pitching doesn't have tightness in his elbow, he might be able to give us another 3-4 innings. And we looking at Rick like, hey, that's a great job going to the bullpen that early. So I mean, it's all about, you know what I mean, like. They escaped with a win, but
absolutely escaped.
But I agree with what you're saying. But obviously, that coach wasn't looking towards extra innings.
Hey, we'll talk about yours. Yours was just mind-blowing.
All right, so it was the top of the 8th. The Dodgers just hit a home run, right? Boom, made the game 6-4. The next batter, Justin Turner, comes up. He hits a double.
Right.
Boom. Right. So you got 1 on, no outs. Max Muncy comes up to bat next, right? The Rays have 4 outfielders. They got a guy standing on third base. They got a guy standing on second base. And they got a guy standing at first base. And the Dodgers, 2 batters in a row, never tried to lay a butt down. And they had that same alignment. So it was Max Muncy, and then it was Will Smith. You got 1 on second base, no outs, and you don't put down a bunt. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like and the crazy thing about it, like, right? Max Muncy flies out to center. Will Smith hits a line drive to the third base, right? And then Bellinger comes up after that, and he strikes out.
Right.
So y'all always tell me you got a guy on, if you leave guys on base, so you got a guy on second and third and they ain't scoring, like you're gonna lose the game, right? Absolutely. And then, Ray, you always talk about bunting being a lost art in baseball, right? And to me, like I had this cynical, I'm like, bro, how do you not bunt in this situation? Like, to me, this is the perfect time. Because even if the guy gets out at first, right? Mm-hmm. Like, even if I bunt and I get the guy out at first, Justin Turner gets to third. Right? I would have to believe he gets to third. So, because now you're putting, and then you're going to force Tampa to come back into a regular defensive alignment, or at least bring the shortstop or the second baseman, whoever they had in the outfield, right? You bring them back to the infield, and now they have to maybe shift a different way.
Okay.
And then you give yourself the ability to pull the ball opposite, away from the shift, or whatever the case may be, right? Maybe you get a bloop and somebody scores. Like, you're trying to hit a home. They have 4 outfielders and you're trying to smack the ball out the yard. Like, I don't get that.
So.
And if you bunt it down the first base line, you possibly could get an infield single.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because now the pitcher and the first baseman, like, who's going to cover now?
Who's going to cover,
who's
right?
Who's going to cover? Like, everybody, now he's thinking that he's already over there. He has no help behind him, so he has to cover. Like,
but
it's a lot of confusion.
And they were standing on the base. So it's like, if you lay that bunt down perfect, like smack it perfect, boop, like, the first baseman or even the third baseman, they got to come all the way from the base. They're not cheating up. There's no way that they're cheating up in that position. Because if they cheat up, guess what? Because now, even if you, like, let's say the first pitch comes in and you make it look like you finna bunt, right? And they cheat up, the guy on second gonna steal. and there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, it's just.
Like I don't like, and that's why I say like baseball. Like sometimes I think managers like I'm gonna go back to even fast situation. Like, I think like sometimes managers like they overmanage or like they out coach themselves or outthink themselves. Like certain situations, like if you got 2 on, 2 outs, and your best hitter all playoffs just hit a single and you pinch run for him, like to me that made no sense, right? It made none whatsoever. Even if he doesn't score, like 5 said, if you're going to extras, he's still out there. He's like y'all have. They were saying in the Yankee series that the Rays have one of the best outfield, like combination and tandem. And so he's a part of that best outfield tandem. It's not like he's the DH, and it's like I don't know. Like I don't get it. You take out a bat for defense, he's not a defensive liability. That didn't make any sense to me. But like the Dodgers one, that it was mind-boggling.
So.
To
that, I agree as far as I'm all for bunting. But looking at the order in the lineup, I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to ask you the same question. Like, let's say, like, the White Sox, right? Runners on first and second. Do you think they're going to ask Brady to bunt coming up the bat? If it's a shift on, do you think you're going to ask Brady to bunt?
No.
Right. Why are they not going to ask Brady to bunt?
Because his strength is power.
Right.
However, right, in that situation, I'm not asking you to hit the ball off the yard.
Right, no.
I'm just asking you to get a single. Like, and that's, like, again, I'm going to be the first to admit, like, I watch baseball and I can, like, follow it, but, like, a lot of the, like, how to hit the ball and all that stuff, like pull versus, like, taking the opposite field, all that stuff, I don't know how to do that. I've never played baseball a day in my life, right? But... like, I feel like in that situation, with the signs and all the stuff they be doing, right, that's one of the ones where you got to let them know, like, listen, you know what I'm saying? I don't need you to smack this ball out. I just need you to get it in the outfield. Mm-hmm. I need you to get me a single, right? I need you to pull the ball, right? If it goes far enough to get out, thank you, more power to you. But I just need you to, right, in this little gap area, because, I mean, the Rays were back by the wall. They were backed by the outfield wall.
How many outs was it? There was no outs.
No outs.
They were in protect mode.
So
protect mode. No doubles, no extra base.
Because
like if you smack a single right there, who's to say Turner doesn't score?
Yeah,
you want to keep the inning going.
But I
don't get that because the Dodgers. That's what the Dodgers do.
That's what they known for.
That's what they do.
So that was that 4 and 5 hitter. They're not gonna ask that 4 and 5 hitter to bunt.
Okay.
But I agree with if you see it's just like let's just say it was runners on second, no outs, right? You want to sacrifice and get in the third base, but you got your power hitter coming up. Mm-hmm. Your power hitter's not gonna bunt. What you want them to do is hit it to the opposite side of the field so you can get them over, right? At the least, they should have did that. I'm with you.
That hitter wasn't trying to do that.
Yeah.
Not at all. He was trying to smack that jam out the.
That's the approach they shouldn't have had because you just need to get the runner over. Even if it's, you down 2 runs in a.
And the guy after months, Will Smith, hit a home run to make it 6-3. So he was trying to hit another. He came up there, he licking his chops, he trying to hit another.
At the worst, you can sacrifice without bunting. So by just getting the runner over, but a lot of hitters, some are that's a lost art as well. Getting the runner over without bunting, a lot of hitters don't know how to do that. You know what I mean?
I just think analytics plays a part analytics playing a part in sports now is killing sports, right? Like thinking that, like in baseball, they say like it's no such thing as like a bad out anymore. Like I don't agree with that. Like those 2 outs, you got a man on second, no outs, and you get those 2 outs back to back. Those were both bad outs.
You got that,
especially with the way they were playing them.
Yes.
It wasn't like they were playing them straight up. Mm-hmm. They just happened to just fly out and then line out. Like, no, it was a specific shift. It was a specific way they were playing.
They were protecting themselves from.
And they played right into how they were playing defensively.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I wouldn't expect, at least bunting-wise, a power hitter. 3, 4, 5 hitter.
At this point, man, we're in the World Series. You got to do what you got to do. I don't care what I'm expecting.
But no, I'm just from Just
this not game.
You're not
this
gonna
not
ask
game
Frank.
90.
You're not gonna ask Frank Thomas to lay down and
This
sacrifice
isn't game,
bunt.
but this isn't game 95 of the regular season.
But you're not. Are you?
This
If
is
we
game
talking
two of
back,
the
this is
but
game
you're not
two
gonna
of
ask
the
somebody to
World
do
Series.
something that they have never done all year.
No. I agree. I get that, and I agree with that. But what I'm saying is like, and the only thing I could think about was bunt because it just made the most.
I know it made no. You're right. It makes the most sense.
sense.
Now think about this. What if he goes up there and tries to bunt and strikes out bunting? Then what is it going to look like?
You
Like
don't bunt with 2 strikes.
But what some do though. Now what if he goes up there? Let's say he strikes out. Let's say he has 2 bunt attempts. Let's say he messes both bunt attempts up and then he strikes out. Then what are we going to say about the management? Why are you having your 4-hitter bunting when you just had your hitter?
I'm not going to say
A lot of people are going to say that though.
But see that. But again, that's why I was saying like maybe you could just. And again, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe you have them go up there and show bunt the first pitch, just show bunt. You may get a ball because you can get a ball trying to bunt, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gets a ball, right? Or let's say he gets a strike, right? They always stand back up and they look back to the bleachers. I mean to the dugout, right? And they may just call it off, like you know what I'm saying. Give them the signal to just say hit it opposite field.
Yeah.
Just give them a different look.
Just give them something
Give them a
because
different look to keep them honest.
absolutely
Because they're not being honest.
Because they're not at all. They're like I'm telling you, they were all glued to the base, and then the outfielders, the 4 outfielders that they had, was all lined up against the wall. Like nobody was playing regular depth. None of it. They were all lined up against the wall. So again, like I said, even if I could just fake the bunt, and now I have the third baseman or the first baseman cheating up, that's a steal. Like either you gonna give up this steal or you gonna give up this bunt. But now I have you moving and thinking and second guessing. I'm making you react to me, right? Like yeah, you made me react to you, but now I'm gonna be proactive and make you react to me.
Yep.
And now maybe I get a better shot or a better, I get a better at bat, like better contact or whatever, to just really bloop it over your head, right? Man, they got up there swinging for the fence.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, baseball is still real traditional. You know how we was talking about like traditional point guards that don't exist no more? Baseball is still traditional in some of the things that they do. Like as far as like, because what you're saying makes 100% sense. Like you get a guy with first and second, it's the World Series, bunt, but you're not gonna ask Frank Thomas, you're not gonna ask Barry Bonds, and Barry Bonds used to have his shift on him crazy, right?
But Barry Bonds was a contact hitter.
But I'm saying, no, they still not gonna ask him to bunt.
No,
So he knew how to go both sides.
There you go.
But no, that's what I'm saying. But you're still not gonna ask those guys
And I
to
think
bunt.
Barry Bonds is like in that class where like he understands, like Barry Bonds understands situational baseball. Like we down 2 runs, it's a man on second, we got no outs, you pitching to me, I'm gonna make you pay for this. How am I gonna make you pay for this? I'm just gonna get on base. I'm not trying to smack it out the park. If I happen to smack it out the park, that happens. But I'm just gonna get on base. Those 2 batters, they were trying to smack it out the park.
Oh yeah, that's why the shift was on.
You see a lot of that in baseball.
Yeah.
A lot of guys trying to go for the home run ball.
Mm-hmm. And that's one thing, to your point, like I've never understood, even with the shift, even with like Jim Thome was a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The shift was always on him. I never understood, like if you see everybody on the right, like shifting like that, like just go opposite field.
But you know what? I was talking to one of my coworkers. He brought up a good point. He said, when you think about baseball, like when do they practice? Like yeah, they have batting practice, but like when do they like practice situational, like situational type? Like think about how much they play. Like even this season, right? Like think about how much baseball they play, like night in and night out, like back to back to back. Like when did they have? Like look at the playoffs. They played 3 games in a row, 5 games in a row, 7 games in a row. This is the first time that they actually had a day off without winning the series. Like, and I'm almost certain neither the Rays nor the Dodgers practiced today. I could bet because they've been playing just straight through. So when do they actually get the opportunity to practice situational baseball? Like when do baseball players practice fielding?
So with this season, it's a little different, but a lot of that stuff is taken care of. Like if this was a regular normal season, it starts in spring training, and then if you they do that stuff in practice, like their daily practice. You practice those situations.
They do have like almost like a morning shoot around, like with basketball. Like they have that with baseball, where they have hitting practice, they have fielding practice. Who knows how intense it is, but They do have it, but
the situational stuff.
But to what he was saying is, he's saying, when is it game like?
Yeah.
When are they
like,
practicing game like when line drives are coming at you?
Yeah, like I'm
150
smacking this
miles an
joint.
hour
You know what I'm saying? Like, or you working on, like, I get, like, you know, you could practice working on turning a double play, but a game like I'm just thinking, like, you know, basketball, you could go, all right, look, we finna 10 seconds on the clock, you got to bring it all the way down, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, you could situational practice, like, game speed for basketball. Like, when are they doing that? Do they do that for baseball?
So for baseball, as far as a hitter standpoint, you do that every day. Because so that, like, when you're in a situation like that where the shift is on, you practice that every day. Like in your batting
practice.
No, in your batting practice though, part of your batting, like, so when I used to play, part of your batting practice was you lay down, however many bunts the coach tell you to do. You go opposite field, you swing in and out. If you're a right-handed hitter, you take it however many to right field.
Okay.
And then it's like, okay, boom, you set, like, you hitting it wherever.
Yeah.
So they practice that. Like all the hitters that even when they have the shift on, like they practice going opposite field.
Right.
Just like we see NBA players, like Ben Simmons, you'll see him warming up shooting threes. But we know when the game comes on, you ain't asking him and he ain't taking it. And if the game's on the line, are you gonna ask him to make a three?
Nah.
It's the same thing in baseball. Like this dude ain't, like, he don't bunt, like he's part of the shoot around or whatever, like, you know, lay down the bump. But he's not, you going through the motions. You're not going to ask this guy with the game on the line in the World Series to get a runner over.
That's tough.
But like I said, I'm with you. But it's, hey, who you got winning the World Series?
I think the Rays are going to win.
Oh, wow, that's tough. I like that.
They will.
So I did pick the Dodgers, right? And the reason I picked the Dodgers, I said this before I picked them. Kershaw had to pitch well game one. He did. So I think the Dodgers will win in 5. Kershaw will pitch again, but he will be on normal rest.
I will say, I think the Dodgers, in order for the Dodgers to win the series, they have to win a game where Kershaw isn't pitching. And I don't know if that will happen. And that's why I'm picking the Rays. The only reason why I'm picking the Rays.
Kershaw is scheduled next on Sunday.
Which is what,
which will be game 5.
Yeah.
So they have to win. So
they gotta win the next
1-1 right now.
Yeah, they gotta win the next 3.
I
don't know if Tampa's gonna come back with Glass now.
Who's pitching game 3?
Game 3, we got they got Morton on the mound for Tampa.
Who they got for the Dodgers?
Buehler.
Who?
Buehler.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who that is.
Buehler's actually the ace. He's actually been the ace this year.
Yeah, he's been.
But the thing is, the Rays are.
And see, the Rays already pitched Glass now and Snell. So it's like if you go down, so the Rays are going to be faced with, do you go Glass now and Snell on short rest? And the Rays are traditionally known for having an opener. So do the Rays win the game when they pitch an opener to allow Glass now and Snell to get extra rest? Or do the Rays get cut? So if the Rays get down 3-1, do they push the panic button or do they stay?
No, they will pick. They will pick their. Glass now will pitch.
So then that I think that hurts them. So Glass now already got roughed up game 1.
So Morton has won his last. Jesus Christ, he's won all of his decisions in the playoffs.
He do.
He hasn't given up a run.
But you always did with law of averages.
Yeah,
The thing is, the Rays struggle with lefties. The Dodgers only have 2 lefties. They have Urias and they have Kershaw. So Urias is due to pitch game 4. How good is he going to be though? He pitched the last 2 games of the last series. He pitched like 6 total innings.
Yeah, he get that normal rest now.
Yeah, he's
I
not
know
going
he is a
Saturday.
normal rest. So he pitched. When was the other game for them?
The last game for them would have been last.
That was game 7.
But that was what, Sunday?
That was Sunday.
He pitched game 6 and 7. So he pitched
Saturday
Saturday
and
and Sunday.
Yeah.
So he'll be going again on Saturday.
That's plenty. Rest.
So I mean, that's good enough, right?
Yeah, that's 6 days.
So you can see the
That's
strategy
enough.
going into it. I'm going with the Dodgers. I think LA is going to see 2 champions, Lakers and Dodgers.
So you know what's crazy, right? If the Dodgers win, LA gets 2 championships. If Tampa Bay wins, Tampa Bay gets 2 championships.
NHL.
Yeah.
Lightning.
Little NHL in there. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I ain't mad at that. All right. Snuck that in there.
You had the Lightning win?
The hell no. Hell no. I stopped watching after the Blackhawks got out.
It's a true biased fan right
The
there.
hell yeah. I watch hockey for one team.
And the Blackhawks lost Vegas, right? To the Knights.
No.
Yes, they did.
Did they?
It was in Vegas. I believe I was. Yeah, they lost to the Knights.
They did. They did. Yes, they did. You're right.
Lost to the Knights.
Can they possibly so if Tampa Bay wins, can Tampa Bay get 3 rings in
Football?
6 months?
That's interesting.
Tampa Bay.
That's it. Would be
That is a great
Turned.
question.
With the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay.
Ooh.
that's it. Would be turned. And ain't gonna be no fans.
We might need to book a flight.
No, we don't. Nigga. If I got a newborn baby,
To Tom,
Oh yeah.
he ain't trying to bring home no COVID. Okay.
I'm actually gonna be in Vegas that weekend.
Oh shit. Never mind.
That's a good weekend to be there.
Yeah, I'm
All
actually gonna be
right.
Super Bowl week.
weekend before Super Bowl. Sorry. Weekend before Super Bowl.
Birthday.
Sorry. Well, not my birthday.
I know. That's why I didn't
But-
say yours. I said birthday. I know who birthday is.
Yes. Yes.
Still a good weekend to be there.
Yeah.
There's always a good weekend to be in Vegas.
Not when it's cold or super hot.
Shit.
Gotta. And then speaking of Vegas, Tampa plays the Vegas Raiders in Vegas this week.
All right, so I'm glad you said that because I was trying to figure out if we were gonna go basketball, football. We going football. So,
Just trying to catch all the
hey, Will, let's talk.
Catching it all
all the
together.
messages.
Let's talk about this COVID real quick, right?
Oh my god.
So, man, this is the Tennessee Titans players had COVID. They snuck in practice.
Yeah, that shit was wild.
Don't ask me. Like they snuck practice. Did they get penalized for that?
No,
They still investigating.
they won't. It's too long.
Investigate.
It's too long. It would have came down already.
You had Cam
They won
Newton.
2 games.
Yeah.
Cam Newton has had COVID. He missed a week. For
2 weeks.
2 weeks for the Patriots.
2 weeks? I thought.
No, wait. He just missed 1 week.
Just
No,
One
one.
game. He
they-
missed 1 game.
But it was 2 weeks because
They
they got
practiced.
it. One of their games got pushed back.
Oh, okay. So he's only missed
One of their
game.
games got switched.
No, I thought that was just the Chiefs game. The Chiefs game got pushed back and he
They
missed
got
that one.
switched. No. He missed the Chiefs game.
Right.
And then the game after that got switched.
I thought it was just the Broncos game. Yeah, he played that game.
Yeah, he played that game. So the Chiefs
No,
game
he
got
played.
pushed back.
He only missed 1 game.
Yeah, he missed 1 game. Chiefs game got pushed back.
No, but I'm telling y'all, they had another game versus somebody that got switched.
I think he played that game though. I think he only missed that 1 game, which was versus the Chiefs. That was on Monday night?
Yeah, that ended up being a Monday night
Or
game.
was it Tuesday night? It was either Monday or Tuesday. They either played on a Monday or Tuesday, and Cam didn't play.
Yeah, that Chiefs game was on.
Patriots game that has been rescheduled to Monday is now being moved to next Sunday. Yeah, so they were supposed to play the Broncos.
So that was the game that got moved
They
back.
got moved.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they just played the Broncos though.
Right.
Yeah, that's the game.
But they had that's what I'm saying.
So
they
that
played
game
the
supposed to be
Chiefs, then they had a bye,
Oh.
and then they played the Broncos.
Gotcha.
Okay, got you. Okay.
But yeah, Cam Newton, he missed the game due to COVID, and then he came back, played, looked sluggish, and then we got,
Why did he look sluggish to you?
I mean, COVID, I guess.
No, he looked sluggish because you had your money on him, just like I did.
Sluggish,
Yeah, that game was supposed to be week 5.
like
It
a
was moved
damn
to 6.
fool.
Okay. So they wasn't supposed to have a bye.
Right.
They had a forced bye.
Right.
Because they pushed the game back.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then we go to college, and Nick Saban,
Don't forget Stephon Gilmore had it.
Stephon Gilmore had it,
Mm-hmm.
and we go to college, and Nick Saban gets it, and is healed within minutes.
Within
On the sideline coaching Alabama to a victory.
2 negative tests too.
3. They
3?
tested him 3 times in 3 days.
So it's.
Hey, Will.
I'll let y'all.
Go ahead, man. What
Let
you?
y'all talk about
I just feel like I'm
That Alabama money different from
what?
Patriots money?
Definitely different, bro. It was no way Saban was sitting out that game, bro. No way. And it like I think it sets a bad. I'm gonna say this. I think it sets a bad precedence, right, for not only college football, professional football, right, but also like the SEC, right, and then it definitely sends the wrong message as far as COVID is concerned, right? Like all of those, it just was completely negative across the board because what we didn't mention was Florida had played
Texas A&M.
the week before,
Texas A&M.
right? And they lost. And the Florida coach came out and said he wanted 90,000 in the swamp
Packed.
for the game that they were about to play against, I think it was LSU or somebody,
They
right?
were playing LSU, correct?
And like 19 of their players got COVID, right? That game got postponed. Like they didn't even play that game at all, right? Nick Saban in the same conference is the only person that tests positive, right? Him and the athletic director, him and somebody else with Alabama. He, like Sarkisian was supposed to, call the plays, be the guy. He was trying to lobby to have communication with the team while at home. They had said no. All of a sudden, he tests negative 3 times. Like, it came out, look, this how it was. It came out Wednesday, the man was positive. I'm talking about Thursday, Friday. Friday night, he was negative. He was on the sideline. Saturday morning, you heard that he got tested the 3rd time. He was definitely going to be on the sideline. That man walked out on the sideline. He was dabbing up players, acting like everything was normal. Bro, come on, man. It's not that big of a deal. And this is why I always say, like, Bama, with Saban being there, it's always going to be biased, man. It's always. Like, they cannot let Bama lose. You knew, and you and I was on the phone when they ran out there. I said, I'll put money on Bama. I said, bro, they're not going to lose. You already know they ain't going to lose. Saban ran out there. They wasn't losing, bro. Like, that was the wrong message to send. Like, you basically told everybody in the United States, especially in the state of Alabama, like, you don't care about COVID-19. You basically just told everybody that. I don't care. We need to win this game. And we need this guy on the sideline to win this game. Period. They didn't test Cam Newton again, right? He tested positive. They immediately put him on the COVID list. He was out for 2 weeks. They ain't even test him again. They tested everybody else on the team. They didn't test Cam again. When Stephon Gilmore got it, they didn't test him again. They just put him on the COVID list. Like some players in the NFL, they test positive. It comes back, it was a false positive. They tested him 2 more times. It was a dude on the Saints. I think it was Jared Cook. First week of the season, right? It was a couple, like we've seen that. So, and I think it's the inconsistency to me, it's like what bothers me, right? Like some people get it and they follow the protocol, the team follows the protocols. Other people get it and they don't follow it. That's
right.
what I'll say. So I don't know. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
I really don't.
It's bad. That man was healed and listen.
So do you think they reported, I believe he had it. Do I think
cannot get rid of it that fast, bro?
Do I think he had it when they played on Saturday? No, I think he had it. I just think the reports were bad, man. I think he had it. And I think by the time they reported it, that he was positive, he was probably at the end.
So you think he had it when they played Ole Miss the week before?
Yeah.
Or you think he had it week 1?
Either one. I think he's had it, but it's either way it goes, it's somebody, they not reporting it like they should, to your point. But I think he's had it, and by the time they actually reported it, it was like, okay, by the time we take these next few tests, you should be negative. You should be good to go.
They tested the man 3 times.
Right, so I'm saying, if he had it.
They tested him once a day for the next 3 days to ensure that man was on.
And you know that money talk. You know that Saban money. Yeah, you don't test negative 3 times in a row, 3-peat. But 5.
I mean, it was the biggest game. Y'all know they wasn't gonna let him sit out. It was a 5 versus 2 matchup. Like
2 versus 3.
2 versus 3. Like when else are you gonna get that? Especially right now in college football. Like you're not gonna get that type of matchup until maybe the playoffs.
So let me ask this question. I'm gonna ask this question. Because Big Ten football is coming back this week, right? It's starting tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Ohio State. If their coach, I can't think of his first name, I know his last name is Dave. Coach Day tests positive for COVID. The week that they play Michigan State, or Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
Are they gonna? Is he going to sit out, or is he going to get the same treatment that Nick Saban got?
I have an answer for you. My answer is in the form of a question. Is his last name Saban?
No.
All right, here you go.
So that's what I'm saying. You're setting a bad precedent. You're basically saying we need Alabama to be, as the NCAA and as the SEC, you're basically saying we need Alabama to be the best football team in college for us to be relevant, successful, get money, whatever the case may be. We need Bama.
I also think if that happened to Dabo, he would be out there too. Like they would make sure he was out there.
Okay, so let's say
the only thing is the ACC just isn't that good. So
no, but
he doesn't have those type of matchups.
So I ask you this. Notre Dame and Clemson play November 7th. If Dabo Swinney tests positive on November 4th, is he on the field November 7th?
He will be out there. Absolutely. If Notre Dame is still undefeated, absolutely. Absolutely. They will absolutely make sure Dabo's out there.
And if he ain't out there, he'll be in a booth.
I mean, yeah.
He'll be in the booth.
I mean, he's the second biggest coach name in college football.
Because that's what Saban was trying to do at first. The report I read was like he was going to try to call.
Isolate.
He wanted to be
isolated. No, he was going to be like in a booth though.
Just in a booth.
Just in a booth,
like
isolated.
Like a coordinator.
Yeah. But, you know, that money gets you down on that field.
You know, it's the biggest game. It was the biggest. Well, it was supposed to be the biggest game.
It was a big game.
But it really didn't end up being like a good game. Like it was good the first half, and then the second half they blew it open. But it was supposed to be like a big, you know, ratings type of game.
Yeah.
And they need the ratings. They need the ratings. They're already losing money. No fans.
Yeah. All sports across the board.
Concessions ain't selling.
Are losing ratings.
I don't know if
TV ratings are probably down.
No, they're getting fans.
Because they were
getting fans.
Well, no, they were saying
no.
MLB. This World Series, they said this was the last game was like the lowest viewership since like 2008.
Yeah, don't nobody want to watch the Rays in the World
But the
Series.
same thing with the
Dodgers have a big following.
with the Lakers though. A lot of people didn't tune into that finals because
of football was on.
But I'm saying it was low ratings. Like you're gonna see low ratings across sports just because of COVID.
So here's the thing. I disagree with that, right? And I'm gonna piggyback on what Five said. So think about this, and we've never had this before, and we had basketball, football, and baseball on all at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, as a fan, you're going to choose like we are collectively basketball fans before we're fans of any other sport, right? So if you say, okay, we got the finals on, the playoffs, and a regular season NFL game, we're all picking the NBA finals, period. After the finals go off, we probably will go to the NFL game before we go to baseball, right? Others will watch baseball over basketball and over football. Football is America's sport, right? Everybody is going to watch football. Like, football had 11 million viewers. Football ain't suffering for viewership right now, even with no fans, because that's America's sport.
Well, I should say it's lower than what it usually is.
Yeah, but think about it. They're battling with
one another.
Yeah. Like, so sports as a whole, the viewership of sports as a whole is not taking a dive. It's just individual sports is taking a dive because as a fan, I get to choose what I want to watch. I'm not forced to watch one sport. I get to choose, bro. I got a choice.
And then you got college football into it too on
That's
Saturday.
what I'm saying. I got a choice.
I get you. But I mean,
And we ain't even mentioned boxing. We ain't mentioned MMA. Like, it's been so much golf. It's been so much sports on. Like,
well, I mean, in October, that's usually when everything was regular. That's when all the sports are going on anyway. Because basketball is just starting up, football is still going.
Basketball,
baseball is still in the playoffs.
Basketball.
Okay,
But no, what I'm saying, the finals we're gonna get low viewership. Like all the sports, like even
the Lakers on.
Even
the
with
Lakers are like the Lakers are like the Cowboys of basketball.
Absolutely.
They're the Cowboys
but
of
the
basketball.
finals
They're the Yankees of
the
basketball.
finals viewership was low.
Yes, because again, you had baseball, and you still had football had 11 million viewers. The same day the Lakers clinched the championship, they had I think 2 or 3 million viewers. Football had 11 million. I can't even tell you what game was on that
I
day.
think it was the Seahawks and the Vikings.
Come on, man. 11 million viewers. They had 11 million people watching the Seahawks and the Vikings.
And that's still low from typical Sunday night.
Because you had 3 million
They're
people
splitting people.
still watching basketball.
Everybody's not
Okay,
just watching
so what I'm
Sunday
saying
night
is,
football.
And it was still baseball on. It's on whether it was the AL or the NL or both.
2 or 3.
Right?
games on.
You still had baseball. We don't even know what baseball numbers was that
Probably
night.
was 2 games on in there.
Come on,
too.
man.
All I'm saying is, when you see the reports come out about at the end of like with football, with certain events, like I would not be surprised if the Super Bowl had the lowest ratings it's had in years.
This is going to be a problem though going forward though. Like basketball's not coming back to March. Like
They say in January.
not happening. They're going to push it more towards March. It's going to come back in March. Exactly. That was what they first projected. Now then they said Christmas. Now they're saying January. I've heard people say, man, it ain't coming back to March because they want to have fans in the stadium.
Yeah.
There's no point of playing home and away games in empty stadiums in the NBA. Like the entire point of playing in these big stadiums is to bring people in. It's not like football where you can have an empty stadium and still make a little bit of change.
Yeah.
NBA ain't like that. They thrive off of people coming to the game, sellouts, all type of things like that. You're gonna have the same thing. Like basketball starting in March, baseball starting in April still, and then you're gonna have, and then those two sports are gonna carry into September and October, and then you're gonna have football, and then you have college football. So, I mean, just think if
And you still gonna have hockey.
you still have hockey. Just think if the NBA starts in March, either before or after, or during March Madness.
Like, see, that's gonna be tough.
The viewership is gonna be so erratic.
So look at this right here, right?
NFL viewership down. Studies suggest it's over.
But this was wrote on the 11th. So they were saying like week 4 viewership was down 11%. Like it's going down. Like none of these sports, you're not gonna see any increases.
That says over protest.
But that was October 11th, bro. And they talking about week 4 of the NFL, it was down 11%. Like we're watching. Millions of people are still watching. But to the level that it was at when everything was normal before COVID, it's not gonna hit that. But no matter what sport is on.
But remember, viewership is television. So again, that's what I'm saying. Like it's
streaming.
It's so you got so much. It's to me. I get what you're saying, but I'm gonna say this right. Because the fans are not in the stands, you would expect fans to be at home watching, right?
I agree.
But again, you got to look at it like this. If I'm at home watching and I have all of this sports I have now access to all these different sports to watch, like something else may garner my attention. Something else, like if I'm a season ticket holder, right? Let's say you're a season ticket holder for the Bears and you can't go to the Bears game, right? Yeah, you watch the Bears on Sunday. But if the Bears play Sunday night and LeBron James is on TV, which one you pick?
I mean, I'm watching Bron. But that's I'm just talking America.
And you can't look. And the thing about it is, you can't sell your season ticket because nobody's in the stands. So if you don't turn that game on for a little bit, however long you got to have it on for the viewership numbers to count, they're not gonna get that viewership.
But I just expect like this show, like even the next couple weeks, I'll keep looking it up. But you can expect the numbers are gonna be down. All year.
I think
like even the Super Bowl compared to what it normally is, however many hundreds of millions of people are watching, it's gonna be a decrease in the Super Bowl.
So you think once the World Series is over and you just have college football, NFL,
and college basketball,
you don't think the numbers are gonna go back up? Because everything at that point will be back to
when I'm comparing it to is to like whatever the Super Bowl numbers were last year. I don't care what sport is going on, what sport is not going on. It's going to be a decrease in viewership this year because of COVID. It's just going to be what it is. Because even right now, we've been watching some great NFL games. The NBA has been over with since what was it last Sunday?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Almost 2 weeks.
The NFL viewership is still low from what it usually is, and no basketball is on, and baseball isn't played every day right now because of the World Series.
No, they do.
I mean, they didn't play today. But it's still like people are going to always watch football to your point, but the viewership is still going to be low because of COVID. Everything is going to be lower viewership because of COVID.
I don't think it's going to be low. I just think
lower than what we're used to.
I just think people watch different forms of television now. Like everybody's not watching live television. People are streaming, and who knows if those streaming numbers are going towards the viewership. Like we all know that ain't too many people paying for cable these days. Yeah. People are watching through other different media.
I'll say this: if we weren't in COVID and the NBA Finals, Lakers and the Heat, those viewership ratings would have been through the roof.
I don't know.
It would have been through the roof.
Why? Well, I mean, COVID has people sitting at home though.
No, I'm with you. It makes
people are thriving to watch something
logically
live and new, and people are tired of watching Netflix.
Logically, it makes sense. Like you saying, like people are at home. What else is there to do, right?
I don't think it's due to COVID. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's due to COVID.
Well,
I don't think it's a direct correlation to COVID that the numbers are down.
So what do you think it is?
I think it's more sports on. People are watching on different type of TV stations, whether it's streaming, whether it's their phone, whether it's going to somebody's house and watching it. Like I really think going through a bar and watching it, like it's not because of people are not sitting in their homes and not watching it. That's not the issue. The issue is because everything's more thin because there's a lot more sports on, or it's because there's just a lot more people watching through different streams of television.
So let me tell you.
And some people, we still got to be honest, right? Some people don't want to watch LeBron James win another championship.
Look, that is true. People don't want to see that. But if everything was normal, as much as when the Lakers weren't good, they still had one of the most nationally televised TV schedules because they're the Lakers. People were going to watch the Lakers in the finals, regardless of LeBron or not. People hate LeBron and watch LeBron at the same time. We see it all the time. So if this is we're not in COVID, the ratings are going to be through the roof. And another thing, we were talking about bars, all states, all bars aren't open like that. So I mean, that's a lot of viewership right there. What do we want to do? What we want to go watch the game? A lot of people can't even go to watch the game at their favorite spots that they go to watch the games at, and so they may not be watching it at home. Because I've actually seen people, and it's us, we gonna watch the games because we love sports. Some people were like, yo, this just isn't this. I've seen people say this isn't the same NBA. It's not enjoyable to watch. People have decided not to watch, and then with everything going on, with the protests and things like that, people are just choosing their own reasons right now in this season, not to watch sports.
But I don't think it's due to COVID.
I think it's effects of COVID and a few other things. But I'll say effects of COVID can be bars, certain bars have closed.
I give you that.
You know what I mean? And then other effects could be due to protesting, people feeling a certain type of way that they playing basketball right now.
That's cool.
So
I could agree.
I'm gonna watch. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that's one of the reasons why viewership
is down.
But I hope it gets back to normal, like Five said, because I definitely want to see fans in the stands, because it's better that way. And we're gonna move on. Oh, Bears 5-1. just beat the Panthers on the road, and we spilled. I'm gonna say this: whoever does the NFL rankings, like, it's complete shit.
How?
Bro, how are we not a top 10 power ranking team and we're 5-1?
So
We beat the Bucks.
okay.
Okay.
They 4-2. They were
Power.
3-2.
So let's have the conversation about power rankings.
Okay.
Power rankings is not just based on record, right? Power rankings is based on, record is a part of it, strength of schedule, and then like predict what they're predicting you to be, right? So it's not like everybody thinks it's a weekly thing, like week by week. Oh, we're gonna put out our top 10 teams. That's true, but it's based on where do we project you to finish, right? Like where do we truly believe you are? Like when we look at the tape, when we look week by week, where do we evaluate you to be? The Bears are 5-1, right?
Third toughest schedule in the NFC so far
Okay,
with the teams that they've played.
but look at 3 of their wins. 2, well, I know 2 for a fact. They had to come. No, 3. Their first 3. They had to come back, all 3 of them. Their first 3 wins, they had to come back. That wasn't impressive for 3 weeks in a row, right?
Down double digits in the first 2.
Yeah. Then you lose 1 game, right? And then you win your next 2. So just look at that. And then the one against the Bucks, you lose. I mean, you win by 1 point, and that was probably the sloppiest football game I've ever seen in my life.
How many impressive wins would you say the Bears have?
That's what I was gonna get to.
How many impressive? The Bucks.
You thought that was impressive?
I mean, Jesus Christ, you got to beat who's on your schedule.
No, I'm just. Let's just be realistic. Was it?
I mean,
impressive?
they just destroyed Green Bay.
No.
No.
I'm
Yes.
talking about that game.
Was that game impressive?
You know what wasn't impressive about that game? Play calling, which is every week with the Bears.
So again, let's look at that one game, Chicago versus Tampa Bay.
Yes, that was impressive, man. Nobody
Why?
thought they were gonna win.
Okay, so outside of that, why was it impressive?
I mean, they only scored.
What did they do that made you say,
Okay,
this was a great win for us?
dude, let me just say that they got the Rams at number 10, bro. Like, what have the Rams done that's made you be like, oh,
Again, I'm telling you, Ray, it's where they project them to finish, how they project them to be. I don't think the Rams have looked that impressive, so I will agree with you with that. But it's not about where they are right now, per se. It's where I think you're going to finish. Where do I think you're going to be? Do I think what's the Rams record?
They got 2 losses.
So they're 3-2 or 4-2.
They are 4-2.
So do I think the 4-2 Rams have better wins than the 5-1 Chicago Bears? That's what they're asking themselves. That's what they're asking themselves.
You want to, like, who have...
Again, I ain't asking you. I'm saying the people that made that list, that's what they're asking themselves.
But the people are idiots.
Man, their wins are pretty trash, too.
They're idiots.
They beat the Cowboys, the Eagles,
They're idiots.
the Giants, and the Reds. And
They're idiots.
So Washington
They're
football team.
They're idiots, dog.
Listen, again, I'm not arguing that.
Yeah, we agree with you on the Rams. We agree with you on
I'm
that.
not arguing that.
But are you unhappy because you didn't get a number 10 on the list?
No, I'm just saying this
Or
just
do you
shows...
think the Bears belong in the upper 5 or upper 6 rankings on those?
We're top 10. That's all I'm going to say. We're top 10.
So where would you put the Bears?
Where would you put the Bears on that list? Who on that list would you put above?
Obviously, the Rams.
They will be the lower half of the 10.
No. Come
We
on,
didn't
don't
ask
give
that.
us the
Come
lower
on.
half. You
I don't
gotta
know.
go
Matter
with
of fact, give us the list. Give us the list. 1 through 10. Name them. Name the teams.
Name the teams
So,
right now.
so the listeners,
Because you already said the Bucks and the Rams, the Bears should be over.
we need to know.
I do believe that.
We
So
need,
okay, so that's 2.
All right, so let's do
we
this.
at least at 8, right?
So the Seahawks. You got the Seahawks.
Seahawks,
You got the Chiefs.
Chiefs,
Got the Steelers.
Steelers. Are you doing them in order?
This is in order.
No. We asking for your list, not their list.
No.
Your list.
No, I actually
wanna
agree.
hear this
I
list.
agree
I
with
want to hear this list.
Oh,
I agree
I
because
wanna hear this
Pittsburgh
list.
is still. Hold on, let me do this.
Pittsburgh's still
I
undefeated.
want
Right,
to
absolutely.
hear. I want to hear that list first.
Okay, so the list
Say
that
the
we
list.
saw was Seahawks, Chiefs, Steelers, Ravens, Titans, Packers, Bucks, Bills, Saints, Rams.
Bucks, Bills, Saints, Rams. Okay.
All right. So if I'm doing it,
So the Bucks just lost. I mean, the Bucks have 2 losses, right?
Bucks have 2 losses.
The Rams got 2 losses.
Rams got 2 losses.
The Bills got 2 losses.
Bills have 2.
The Chiefs have
2 losses.
2 losses.
Right.
Okay. So you got 4 teams with 2 losses.
Chiefs got 2 losses.
They lost to
Raiders.
the Raiders.
That's it.
No, they got 1 loss.
That's
Sorry.
it. They only
Is it
got
one?
1 loss.
Yeah, they just
They,
got
yeah,
1.
no, they 5-1.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
5-1. My bad.
Who else on that list got 2 losses? Do the Saints got 2 losses or just 1?
Saints got 1.
Saints
They
are
lost
3 and
to
2.
3 and 2. So they got
lost
2
to the
losses.
Raiders, and who else did they lose to?
They lost to the Raiders.
Packers.
Packers.
Lost to the
Okay.
Packers.
Lost to the Packers.
And then the Packers are what? They got 1 loss or 2 losses.
Packers have
1.
1 loss. They
Okay.
got
They
the
just
first.
lost
So
to
we
the
got
Bucks.
4 teams on that list in the top 10 with 2 losses. The other 6 are either undefeated or have 1 loss.
So 6 teams. So they're not in the top 6. We all agree with that.
Who?
Do you agree that the Bears are not top 16? Do you believe?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. Get,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So-
let's go through the 4 2 losses.
So you got 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
So you automatically said they're better than the Bucks and the Rams. So that's at least 8.
The Rams for
and
damn sure.
And I wouldn't put them over the Bucks.
The Rams for damn sure.
I wouldn't put them over the Bucks. They beat the Bucks on a short rest at home. You're supposed to win that game. If you
Who had? No, they weren't even favored to win.
If you're a good team, on short rest playing a team with an older quarterback, you're supposed to win that home game.
Now we so wait. Hold on.
You're supposed to win that home game.
Now we're supposed to beat
It was
the Bucks.
it was only a 3-point favorite. Like, don't act like it was like y'all.
But I'm
they
saying
were
that
favored by a touchdown.
but we were
You're
supposed
supposed
to
to
beat
win that game. Yes, if you're a good football team, if you believe your football team is good, when you play a home game
On Thursday.
on a Thursday night, I expect my team to
You
win
don't
that
have
game.
to travel.
We don't have to travel. They have to travel on short rest. I expect to win that football game. If I feel my team is good.
Thursday night games, a lot of times the home team does win.
So we have the Rams, and who else?
The Saints, the Rams, the Saints,
Are they better than the Saints?
and the Bills.
Are they better than the Saints?
I would say yes.
They've looked awful.
I would
Like,
say
what are we giving them a pass for? They've looked awful.
What teams have they beat?
They just barely beat the fucking Chargers.
The Chargers not bad.
They ain't great.
The Chargers,
Chargers almost beat the Bucks.
the Chargers ain't bad.
We beat them. So what we?
And
But
the
that game was also at home, and that's why the Bucks are supposed to win that game because you're playing a home game.
The Saints also.
The Chargers ain't that bad though.
They ain't that good.
Shit, what do you mean? They pushed Kansas City to the brink, right?
They
pushed
not that
Tampa
bad.
Bay-
I just said they not that good, bro. I ain't say they suck. But
They
they
just
ain't that good.
listen. The Chargers just have a young quarterback, number 1, and they're still missing Derwin James on defense.
The
Like-
Saints have beat the Bucks, the Lions, and the Chargers.
Nah, that shit. And they beat the Bucks week 1.
They did get smashed by the Raiders. I felt like the Raiders smashed them out. And then they lost.
Vegas is always a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap. Man. It's even a trap for the Raiders, as we can talk about a little bit later.
But yeah, the Bears should absolutely be in the lower half of that 10. Like, come
Okay,
on.
so are the Bears 7 or 8?
Wherever you want to put them, man. I'm not gonna argue with them.
No,
This is your team.
this
You're
your team.
telling us where they belong.
Are they
I
7
would put
or
them
8?
above the Saints and I would put them above the Rams.
So they're 8.
You can put
Are they
Definitely not better than the Bills.
Are they better than the Bills?
They're not better than the
no,
Bills.
Bills would.
And
Bills
so
look
so
impressive.
basically so here
Damn.
what you're saying. What you're saying right now is the Bears are the Bears are not better than the Bills and they're not better than the Buccaneers.
He thinks they're better than the Bucks.
So if you think they're better than the Bucks, who in that top 10 falls out? Are you saying the Saints fall out and the Bears replace them and then the Bears move up to
They
8?
replaced the Rams. Should not
I
be
think
in
the
there.
Rams
The Rams should not be
Okay,
in
so
there.
That's what he thinks.
take the Rams out,
Yeah.
right? I think the Rams should be in over the Saints, but that's
That you can debate that.
Yeah, okay. So
I'm
you
okay.
take the Rams out, and the Bears get in the top 10,
Yeah.
and then they sit at number 8 behind the Bills? Because then that just leaves the Saints and the Bucks
So he's
underneath.
talking about having the Saints and the Bucks.
I'm looking at the Bills schedule outside of this Chiefs loss and the Titans debacle, and they really ain't beat nobody neither.
Who have the Bills beat?
The Jets.
Who the Bears beat?
The Jets, the Dolphins, and the Rams.
Okay, who the Jets beat?
The Rams in the top 10, so that's a good win.
Yeah, that's definitely a good win. Who did the Bears beat? The Lions come back.
They had to be somebody else on it.
The Falcons come back.
They had to be
Why
somebody
you always got to put a stipulation on? You didn't put a stipulation on no other team.
It did.
A lot of teams then had to come back
just
and win their
stating
game.
facts, bro.
The damn Bucks had to come back from how much against the
Not
Chargers?
all of the damn wins though. All the wins.
Bro, y'all had 3 wins in a row where y'all had to come back.
All the
And
wins.
y'all had to bench y'all franchise starting quarterback to win 1 game against the Falcons.
And the Panthers game was close too.
But we were winning. We were still in control of that game. We weren't coming from behind.
The Tampa Bay game was sloppy as hell.
Like,
Sloppy as hell.
other teams come back too.
I'm not saying that.
Like
That's not what
shit.
I'm saying. Look at y'all. Look. So listen, I'm not arguing that. I'm not saying that the Bears should not be a top 10 team. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, and I'm gonna go back to what I said. When you look at those lists, right? When you look at rankings, power rankings, right?
Yeah.
They don't go based off of what you have done. So they look at who you've played, how you've played, and who you have up next to play, right? And where they project you to be by the end of the year, oftentimes. So check this out, right? Like, I'm sure if you look at the power rankings, you might have the Eagles, the Giants, the Washington football team. You may have the Dolphins, the Bengals, right? I can't even think of another team, but you might, the Lions might be at the bottom half of that list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all those may be your bottom five to 6 teams, right? The Cowboys may not even be in the bottom, and they only 2-4, right? They may be in the middle pack, and it's like, how are they in the middle pack? Because somebody still believes, number 1, they're going to make the playoffs, and 2, they're going to go on a stretch where they win some games.
Yep.
The Eagles, like, they may be 1-4-1, but you may have somebody in the room, or you may have a couple people in the room that, like, the Eagles are there because they're not healthy, right? So it's not just based upon, we're not looking at power rankings based on record only.
I mean, I know that. But what I'm saying is the Bears will be 8. They will be behind Tampa Bay.
Now they're behind Tampa Bay.
Not, because I know it's not based solely off of record, but if we 5-1, we absolutely, number 1, deserve to be in the top
So
10.
you
I'm
saying
not-
if you put them at 8, you put them before Tampa Bay.
No, he's saying after. So they would be 9.
So the Bills.
'Cause I said I-
So the Bills are 9?
Day after the Bears.
Oh, wow.
No.
Okay. Well, shit.
Day after the Bears.
I ain't mad at you. That's your thing.
Day after the Bears.
Okay.
And if they looking at the upcoming schedule, shit.
Okay.
I mean, it ain't like we play some.
Y'all gotta win. Y'all gotta win this week.
I mean, yeah, it's like I said, it's gonna be something new
For
every
you,
day.
listen, for you to say what you just said, the Bears gotta win this week. Because you done took the Rams out and replaced them with the Bears. So the Bears gotta win.
What's up? I ain't scared about it.
All right. Aaron Donald a bad man.
He's just one person. He throwing the ball too.
Shit.
Is he throwing the ball?
Listen,
And-
you need me to pull up that video, that 5 sentences of him, taking them 2 linemen with one hand and just moving them out the way?
Well, they ain't, if that's the case, why they ain't undefeated? Because he can do everything.
And
He playing offense.
They interviewed him a couple days ago, and they brought the fact that Nick Foles is the only starting quarterback.
He is
that
never
hasn't
sacked.
Oh, he about to try to get him.
No, we triple teaming him.
Y'all better quadruple team. Y'all better
Triple
put your
team.
whole line on that motherfucker.
We triple teaming him.
Man trained with knives.
Man.
They and I know the Bears. We unpredictable week to week, right? But damn, the Rams.
The game is in LA too.
Oh.
We play better on the road. I ain't gonna lie to you. We play better on the road.
Any fans gonna be there?
Ooh. Nah, not in that new stadium.
Nah, LA got strict.
They got a new stadium
they got,
too.
They got strict rules like Chicago.
Nah, so yeah, this gonna be. Oh no, I'm not backing down from this one at all.
All right, that's cool. Y'all gotta win. You gotta win. That's tough.
Mm.
How you think they're gonna win?
I think this is a letdown game for the Bears. Rams just lost pretty handily to the 49ers.
Oh yeah, they did just get spanked.
I feel like this is a get-right game for them, and I feel like the Bears coming off a couple big wins, going into some good weather. It's gonna be a lot of Chicago.
Well, they in a dome.
It's gonna be a lot of Chicago fans
Where
there.
are they?
they're in the dome, right? So the weather really, you know what I'm saying?
It's still good weather.
It's gonna be a lot of Chicago fans at the game.
No, it's nobody can go to the game.
No, but a lot of Chicago people in LA.
Oh,
It's gonna be a lot of people trapped because that was supposed to be like how the Chicago fans with Atlanta for the Falcons game. They're gonna be traveling to LA for that game. So it's atmosphere is gonna be pretty big. Let down game. That smells let down game.
It's all right, bro. It's all right.
And they gotta score some points.
Hmm.
I feel like both teams
struggle.
I was just gonna say that both teams have to score points. And the bridge is gonna break somewhere.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna break somewhere. Somebody's gonna explode for 30.
The last time they played, the Bears won, right?
Yeah, it was here.
In Chicago.
Yeah, that was here. Yep,
It was here.
And we actually watched that game. We was at good old Bocce's.
Oh yeah, I was at Bocce.
We was at Bocce's watching the game.
Yeah,
Was it Sunday night game?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Sunday night game.
Yeah.
No, I don't drink those.
I think I did have a long.
I retired those about 4 years ago.
I didn't
From
ask-
there.
Well, I did ask you, but I wasn't asking you.
You remember the bartender? I asked for some more juice in my Long Island. She looked at me like I was a bitch.
I don't do that.
Oh,
I
damn.
still got smoke for her.
I don't do
You
that.
still got smoke
I
left?
still got smoke for
You
her.
She
remember
gave
that?
us some free shots though.
She did give me some free shots.
She sound pretty cool. to
She
me.
can't be looking at me though like Long Island's a little strong. You feel?
Strongest Long Island's on this side of I-57. I kid you not.
Long Island, death in the cup, brother. I don't know how y'all drink.
Nah, Bocce's Long Island.
That's a different Long Island.
That's the difference. It's the '88 Bulls and it's the '96 Bulls.
I don't even know where you're going with that.
The '88 Bulls were pretty damn good, wasn't they? They was alright, right?
Pretty good.
'96 was what? Historic.
Yeah.
That's the
Long
Long
Island's
Island.
historic.
But don't
Oh,
go there.
yeah.
Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Don't go there drinking
Well, Wayne
Long
Sour
Island.
Kevin, they gave you navigation.
Don't
Don't
do that.
do that.
Don't
Don't you
go
go there. Okay. So, finishing off with the NFL, what are some of y'all surprises this year, man? Go ahead, say baby.
I'm gonna say the Las Vegas Raiders.
Woo! Raiders, man.
That's one.
I like that.
Another surprise. I'm gonna say the Steelers, man. Like them actually being undefeated, like being coming off the elbow. That's pretty impressive. And I'm gonna just say.
Give us some respect.
I don't.
Nobody saw the Bears at 5-1.
But I didn't see y'all being terrible. Like I saw y'all being respectable. Like I still think y'all.
Negroes had us winning last in the division. Do you hear me?
I'm not Negroes.
Yeah, I didn't have them last night.
I had the Bears
I
actually.
didn't think
I'm gonna be honest with you. I had the Bears second in the division because I like the Vikings traded away their best receiver.
I said that.
Like so, I definitely thought the Bears would be second. But I don't think y'all gonna win the division.
Good God, Daniel Jones is awful.
How? Maybe it's his offensive line.
I think he's awful.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
He's off.
Jesus Christ.
My surprise team is going to be my Indianapolis Colts, man. Give
Led
us
by
some
who?
credit. Phillip Rivers. Phillip the GOAT Rivers.
I'm not surprised by that. I'm a Rivers fan. You hate him. I've been trying to tell you that for years.
So I'm gonna say this about him. I still hated him up to last week. I feel like Burrow playing so well in the first quarter and a half of the game brought some life back into him to where he had to use his arm, right? Like, and I feel like that was gonna be the knock on him. With him aging, the Colts wide receiver core isn't that great. I'm not gonna say they're bad, but I'm just not gonna say they're not that great. But last week he showed some arm strength, he showed some touch, and they were down 21-0. And I said, man, it's the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta come back, right? They gotta make a comeback. And for sure enough, they made a comeback. And it was led by Phillip Rivers. It wasn't led by anybody else. The defense played their part, but Phillip, like I said, he showed some arm strength, he showed some touch. The defense, I said last year the defense was pretty good last year. They've continued to improve this year, and they've kept them in games. And not only did they beat the number 8 power ranking Chicago Bears on their home field.
I like how at least you gave us some respect on that. The number 8 power ranking.
According to you.
There we go. That's what it's going according to.
But
Who else?
like that just shows the Colts' ability, right? Their defense can keep them in games. It's really going to come down to, can Phillip Rivers continue to have that arm strength? And can they continue to put up points on the board?
What's the Colts record?
4-2.
Oh, wow.
4-2.
All right.
And they beat the teams that they're supposed to beat.
Yeah.
And then they also beat the Chicago Bears.
You still don't like Philip, huh? You still don't like Philippe?
Philippe.
I'm not going to say I don't like
Because
him.
he got 9 kids.
I think he got more than 9, but
And counting.
but he but like I said, like his arm strength, I still didn't see it like in those first 3-4 weeks. I'm like, man, this man can't throw a 15-yard post. It was terrible. Even the Bears game, like his arm strength looked dead in that game. But like I said, last week, Burrow brought it out of him because of how good he played. He said, man, I can't let the young gun outdo me. I got to come up and big for my team, and he did. But they're one of my teams, and I'll give myself another pat on the back. The Arizona Cardinals have looked really good. They're 4-2. I said that they would win the division. I lied on that. The Seahawks will win the division.
They run away with that move.
They're just too offensively gifted, and the Seahawks GMs and their front office have a knack for acquiring guys mid-season to keep them there or take them over the edge.
And they got the MVP.
All right, and Russell's probably going to be the MVP of the league.
I mean, he better
if
win.
he keeps
Remember how we were debating last year?
It ain't no debate.
It's no debate.
No,
Russell
no.
Wilson is the MVP.
No, because their defense is shit. They're literally winning games off of their offense.
So let me ask this question. I'm going to go to the Cardinals. They won Monday. Kyler Murray was like 8 for 20 or 9 for 20. Can they continue to win games if he is that inaccurate of a passer?
I watched the game, so I wouldn't say like he was inaccurate. I would say more they were daring them to run. And they did. Drake had a good game.
Yeah.
Murray had a good game running. Like, you could tell that their angle was to drop back into coverage and make them run the ball, which is stupid because that's what he's most gifted as. But we also talking about the Cowboys, and they have the worst defense in the NFL. So it makes 1,000% sense of why they were playing it like that. But everybody's not going to play him like that. You know, some teams are going to have spies on him. Some teams are not going to allow him to have those type of lanes to run and things like that. So I will say that they have a big game coming up. They moved their Sunday afternoon game to Sunday night with Seattle. The game is in Arizona, and you will really see if the Cardinals are for real or not.
Okay. I like that. Let's see. I'm with you on the Pittsburgh being undefeated.
Nah.
Shocker, right?
Why?
Nobody had them being undefeated.
Their defense was great last year.
So their defense was great. I'm more shocked that they're undefeated, but like their offense doesn't look to have skipped a beat.
Their offense was good pre-Roethlisberger, as long as he wasn't turning the ball over.
But think about it. Before Roethlisberger got hurt, they still had Antonio Brown. They still had James Conner, right? They had a little bit of Le'Veon Bell. We've never seen Roethlisberger outside of maybe 2-3 games without AB and Le'Veon Bell, right? So we didn't really know what to expect. And then, like, we saw Juju last year be the number one guy and pretty much get double teamed and taken out of the game, and they had nobody else that they could go to. Now they got Chase Claypool.
He's been the difference maker in their team.
But like, who expected that? And he's a rookie.
Who expected him to have wouldn't touch that.
But rookies.
He went to Notre Dame, though.
Rookies. That's the reason Notre Dame is struggling right now to score touchdowns.
Nah, Ian Book is terrible.
He don't got to play. He don't got to play
He's
for the
terrible
Colts anymore.
I wish he would have graduated.
But man, like these teams are.
Look at Daniel. He ran for a touchdown.
I mean, these teams.
Oh, he about to fall. Oh my God.
I wish he would have fallen. Just so you.
Oh my God.
That's your boy. Who said that Daniel Jones? One of y'all just said
I said he's awful.
Good.
I said
Don't back on him now.
Or is his offensive line, man?
He ain't had no line in front of him.
What did that just tell you?
Man, nothing but end zone.
that motherfucker can't run.
Man tripped over his shoestring.
Look, he ain't running straight.
For his life.
He running. He going in. He
Look
coming
at his
out.
shoulders. You see his shoulders? They go settle for a field goal.
Look at him.
That's
Look
what gonna make
at
it
him.
worse.
Look at him.
Look, that's what gonna make it. Look, you
If
know they
they-
laughing at him. I wish we could turn it.
Bro,
on.
if
I know
if
they
he
laughing
throw a
at him.
pick, if he throw a pick, bro, I'm ending the podcast, bro.
I know they're laughing
They
at
gotta
him.
score.
You know they gonna get
They
the
got-
ball.
Look,
They in trouble.
out of bounds. Who that? Ingram.
They in trouble.
God, Jesus Christ.
They're gonna settle for a field goal right here.
If they
They're
settle-
not gonna score a touchdown.
Look at him. He could have just kept running straight. He went in.
Look
Look, you trying to go
at the
back
show.
out?
Look at the show.
You know who you look like? Little Giants.
The New York Giants looking like the little Giants.
They're looking like the Little Giants. But yeah, I got the Steelers. Just them being undefeated.
How did y'all not think the Steelers?
You thought they was gonna be undefeated?
I didn't think they was gonna.
That's why they're
I knew
surprised.
they were gonna.
And they putting up
Challenge.
points. Like they.
I knew they were gonna challenge.
It ain't even they deep. They putting up a lot of points.
For the AFC East.
North.
I mean,
AFC
yeah.
North.
I mean,
knew
they
that.
put
knew that.
We knew that the Ravens were going to digress a little
Yeah.
bit, and it was going to leave some windows
I
open.
mean, 38 points in back-to-back weeks.
They might be one of the best divisions in football.
What?
The AFC.
Oh, yeah.
AFC North.
Yeah.
Browns are 4-2. Ooh, that's another team.
Yeah, they just benched Baker.
Browns 4-2.
They just benched Baker.
They benched him?
Is he coming back
That's
this
got to be a
week?
punishment. That's got to be a punishment. He's got to be coming back.
I think.
Oh, he got hurt. No, he got hurt. He got hurt in that game. He didn't get benched.
He get hurt as
He was getting
it was
crunched.
an injury or it's his pride.
I was watching that game. He was getting crunched. They couldn't run the ball. So
They definitely settled for a field goal.
I told
Jesus
y'all.
Christ.
A flag. They're gonna get it at the 2-yard line.
But I got them. I didn't know the Bears. I have to say the Bears. They're 5-1. I would be lying if I told you I thought the Bears would be 5-1 at this
Who
point.
did you see the Bears losing to?
I didn't
on
know
that
what was
schedule?
gonna happen, man.
Well, who did you see them losing to on that schedule?
You have to be the least confident.
No, I'm a realistic fan. We are week to week, and with Mitch, I didn't know what week he was gonna sit. Like, what did I tell y'all? The Bears' success is gonna happen when we sit Mitch.
Like I actually
But I
thought.
don't think Nick Foles has looked that great.
He's
No.
way better than Mitch.
No, he just made an occasional throw or two. That's it. I'm gonna say this. I will say that I didn't see the Bears going 5-1, but I did see them possibly going 4-2 in the games that they had scheduled. Like they should have beat the Lions. They should have beat the Falcons.
Oh, that's cool.
I actually thought they should have beat the Colts. Like this is a home game. Like the Colts haven't been able to score. They hadn't played anybody tough. I actually thought that was a game that the Bears should have won. They're playing Carolina without their best player. You absolutely should win that game. And then you sneak out a trap game for the Bucks at home and you win it. Like the Bears could easily be 6-0.
They could.
And you would have saw that
No.
happen. That's why they my
But I'm
surprise,
looking at it
man.
Week from week, but I'm looking at
But
it
we,
from week to week.
but we
Just
saw
like you
this.
just
We
said.
saw the schedule beforehand. When we,
Yeah, but some
I didn't
like
deep
you would
dive
look at
into
the
it,
schedule and then certain.
but that's
stuff
what I'm saying. No,
Yeah,
I ain't see the Bears
into
as,
it,
and then you
but I
got
didn't
you and you got to take it in. Like
Like, who expected the
if Mitch
Falcons?
was still our quarterback, bro, we would not be like we would have lost to the Bucks.
All right, let me ask you this question: who expected the Falcons, outside of myself, to be bad this year?
I did. They
I
always
didn't have no
always
faith in the
fall
Falcons.
for it.
I didn't think they was gonna be
Matt
this
Ryan,
bad.
look,
But
we with you on that.
Yeah,
we are with you on the Falcons.
the Falcons,
We
bro.
have all
Free
with
Julio.
We are all with you on the Falcons.
Julio should have been free years ago.
But yeah, and I will say,
He need to go request a
you know,
trade.
I was laughed at. Was it last year, or the year before, for picking the Tennessee Titans to win their division?
You were laughed at.
I was laughed at.
You picking them to win again?
No, not. But they 5-0.
I mean, but who's in their division? I was the coach.
Colts.
Yeah. That's it.
They just beat the Texans.
They destroyed the Bills.
We don't.
They barely beat the Texans.
Look,
They
we don't
destroyed the
even
Bills
have
on
to
COVID
talk
week.
Texans.
They are.
Yeah, but
They a big
yeah,
disappointment.
but that was
The Texans.
They're a big disappointment.
On the defensive side of the
Who do
ball.
they have?
No, on the defensive side.
They
Of the
don't
ball.
Who do they
They
have?
had no talent.
Even on the defensive side, who
They
they
don't got no
have?
playmakers. Why?
J.J. Watt done tore his pectoral muscle at least 3 years in a row.
And his ACL.
Like what?
They just.
They're not good.
The man looked like the defensive Gronk out there.
They're not good.
They've
They're not
been
good.
a disappointment.
They're not good.
But yeah,
They traded their best player too. Like, how good did you think they was gonna be? They traded their
I
best.
told
player.
y'all they ain't had no receivers.
They traded their best player.
Y'all said he ain't told me. When I
We
said they
tried
don't
to-
have no receivers,
we
y'all
tried to
told me
run off
Will
Cooks.
Fuller,
We tried to run off
Brandon
Cooks.
Cooks. Y'all tried to.
But you know what though? I will
Kenny-
say this.
yeah,
But I will say this. Offense hasn't been their problem.
offense ain't the problem.
Defense has been their
Deshaun
problem.
Watson has been balling.
They're like the second.
Bro,
worst
like what are
defense
you
team
talking
in the league.
about?
No, it's not like what you been talking about. They
Like
haven't
no,
been-
offensively,
they
they
haven't
still
been
have a
shattering.
formidable
They haven't
receiving
been
core.
shattering offense.
They ain't breaking records, but I mean,
But they've
you
been
lose Hopkins,
formidable.
you're not gonna replace him. But when you got Fuller and you got Cook, you still got playmakers.
They've been formidable. They've been scoring points. They have been scoring points. Defense is their problem.
No, they've been awful defensively.
They
They can't stop nobody.
They can't
They
stop
don't
nobody.
have anybody.
They can't stop
And
nobody.
J.J. Watt is pieced together.
And their schedule has been brutal.
Yeah. It has to.
Yeah, that shit's been awful.
Brutal.
And then they played the Vikings and lost to them. They got the Packers next.
But
Oh, they about to lose that game.
You know
Oh
what?
my God.
You know what?
That game in Houston too, ain't it?
I actually think they're gonna pull this off. Yes, I'm biased, damn it.
The game's in Houston?
Yeah,
Something wrong with Ray.
I'm biased.
He's high.
When the last time Rodgers lost 2 games in a row? I would like to look that up.
Aaron Rodgers? Shit.
Yeah, come on.
It's
tell me.
happened.
He said when the last time. He didn't say it didn't happen. He said when the last
Yeah,
time.
when the last time it's happened.
He ain't
I'm
never
gonna say last year. What's up?
What was their record last year? 13-3? They definitely didn't lose 2 in a row. If their record was 13-3, they definitely didn't lose 2
Come
in a
on,
row.
man. I got you, man.
They definitely
Underdog.
They definitely didn't lose 2 in a row. What was their record last year?
All right, they didn't last year.
I'm about to say, come on, man.
They
Cut
did
it out.
last year. Yeah, before they did.
Okay, you sure?
Jesus
It
Christ.
was
yes, they
6-9, but he got hurt. He got
He
hurt.
did get hurt.
He got hurt in this one though.
He got hurt that year. Yeah, he was hurt.
Played every game except the last one.
That don't mean he was 100% healthy, but they lost. You right?
I'm answering the question. And the year before, they lost 2 in a row.
2017?
Yeah, they lost 3 in a row that year.
Mm.
And the year before that, yeah. So he ain't been just not losing.
That
back to
ain't
back.
what he said. He just said when the last time.
Yeah, he showed it like it happened often.
Yeah, so it's 2 years. 2 years.
Shit, ain't counting.
He don't even feel confident in that. Right?
And no, I was just looking at it, bro.
I'm talking about this year. You don't.
Ain't
You
counting.
think they're gonna lose 2 games in a row this year?
You know,
Just say yeah.
I'm always rooting against them. So.
Yeah.
No, let me realistically look at their schedule and see if they can lose 2 games in a row.
Actually, I saw them in 2017. They lost. So they was. I don't know why they were this bad. They lost 3 in a row twice,
Yeah, like
and then they lost 2 in a row again. But they also played the Ravens and the Steelers back-to-back weeks.
Did they make the playoffs that year? Yeah. No.
they lost.
No, they were.
You said that was 17?
7-9 in 2017.
Nah, they didn't make that.
This year, I don't know if they can lose 2 in a row.
Would the Bears beat?
Of course, I'm gonna say yeah.
Let's be realistic.
When I'm realistic, you tell me I'm the most. What'd you just call me? You said I'm the most non-confident fan because I'm realistic.
You are non-confident.
How am I? I'm week to week.
I mean, if you didn't think the Bears were going to beat the Lions, the Falcons, and the Panthers, like
You not
I
confident.
always think they're gonna win, but something always happens and they lose.
Okay.
you're not confident.
Mitchell Trubisky ever been your quarterback?
Hell no.
All right, then you don't know.
God bless.
You don't know either because you've been with Brady for a million years. Okay,
You know,
and
and
you
I-
had Manning.
and
Don't
I
talk
had-
to me about quarterbacks.
and he
Okay,
had luck, and I got King. You know
Don't
what
talk
I'm
to me
saying?
about damn quarterbacks.
You know?
All right,
We sorry that we don't cheer.
so that's what I'm saying.
We sorry that we don't cheer for bad teams with bad managers.
You know what I
We
mean?
sorry.
Gotta keep some good quarterbacks on your
We sorry.
I'm saying.
I never had a root for Jim Miller.
K. McNown.
Henry Burris. You see where I'm going with this? You see why I say it's week to week? Do you understand that?
All right, we get you.
All right, cool. So,
We didn't sign up.
man, fuck it. The Packers are losing this week. Fuck that.
put some money on?
No.
Hell no.
I'll take the plus. I'll take the points.
I actually am
I'll
thinking
take the
about
points.
taking the plus.
I'll take the points.
I actually
Because the
am
Packers
thinking about
defense not that good.
They pretty terrible.
They're not that
I
good.
Agree, I agree. But
So,
go ahead. Next subject.
Basketball. Stan Van Gundy to the Pelicans. And we also had championship Tyronn Lue to the Clippers. Guess who ain't winning shit?
The Clippers.
Say it again. Guess who ain't winning shit?
The Clippers.
The Pelicans.
They on that same boat. And guess where they going?
Cancun.
Loserville. Okay, because ain't none of nan one of
I
them.
don't agree with the Pelicans though.
What is something new that Stan Van Gundy is
I
going
don't
to bring
know.
to that offense?
I want to give him a chance. I actually like Stan Van Gundy as a basketball coach. That may sound crazy, but I actually like Stan Van. And I think like, okay, so listen, I'm not saying that they're going to win a championship. That's not what I'm saying for the Pelicans. But I think the Pelicans have a roster right now as currently constructed that kind of fits Stan Van Gundy, right? Like the things that he likes to do. And I think he can get the most out of that roster right now. I don't know if it's like a long-term thing where he can do it, right? But I think the right now, I think he's the perfect guy for it. Because he's going to have Ingram, Zion, they're going to have Holiday, Lonzo.
Still got JJ.
You still got
He's
JJ.
coached JJ.
He's coached JJ. I mean, they bring back Jaleel? They got Jackson Hayes. They got the big man, right?
Still got Favors.
I mean, I think that y'all may call me crazy for this, but their roster is kind of Orlando-ish, right? Where they can play Zion at the 5. They can play Ingram. They already play Ingram, Lonzo, Zion, and I'm forgetting somebody, Holiday. They play all of them together, right? You got lit up. But they're center, right? Like they're that 4 or 5. Like maybe they start Favors. Like what happens if they start Favors? And now maybe you have Zion playing the 5 or Favors playing the 5. But like I said, Stan gave you that 3-4 pick and roll, and if you run a 3-4 pick and roll with Ingram and Zion, like it could be something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's had 2 bigs together, right? Because he was the coach when they had when Detroit had Monroe and Drummond together. And I had told y'all, I said in the chat earlier this week how to me they could have been better, right? Like I wish they would have been better.
Coach.
I don't think that was on him. I think the league was changing and it came too fast. And then like the pressure, like it was but they still made the playoffs. They still made the playoffs every year. So do I think Stan Van Gundy can make the playoffs? Yeah, of course. In the West, that's formidable.
You want to go? You want me to go?
He don't like Stan.
You want me to go first?
I feel like you got way more energy than I got.
Oh man, I got a
So
lot.
I'm gonna go next.
Go ahead.
Because you were back clean up.
You go.
That roster that Stan. So the most success he's had is Orlando, right? They get to the conference finals. Then he had Hito and Rashard Lewis. Hito was running the point essentially for them. Like when they beat LeBron and that Cleveland team, and you had Rashard Lewis at the stretch 4. Stretch 4.
Yeah.
Zion ain't stretching shit.
He's not.
And Brandon Ingram ain't a 3-point shooter like a Hidou Turkoglu. The reason that worked is because you had 2 shooters. They don't have 2 shooters. And I don't know with the way that the NBA is being played right now, if he's bringing a style that's going to get them over the hump. Like, I don't see him with that personnel that's like, oh, like Brandon Ingram just won most improved player. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think Van Gundy's, like, whatever system he's bringing, I don't see that, like, improving Ingram. Only thing I see happening is you're going to get a healthy Zion, and if he stays healthy, they're going to be better no matter who the coach is. Like, no matter who the coach is, they're going to be better because he's that good of a player, and he fits, like, with that roster, right? So, I don't know what system he's going to bring that's going to be like, yo, like, it's just going to be Zion's healthy. Like, shit, like, You're still gonna have Holiday. You still got Ingram. You still got Favors. I don't know if he brings any like X's and O's that's like, yo, like to the point where it's like they look completely different than when they had Alvin Gentry. Like, I don't think he brings that to the table. And yeah, that's where I'm at with that. It's, you know.
My turn.
It's on you, brother.
That's probably one of the worst hires I've seen in a long time.
Why?
So,
Why?
I read a quote earlier today. And I could not have agreed more with who this anonymous quote was from. Right? It was a quote from an assistant coach from a Western Conference team that said, "I can't believe a team, an organization with pretty much a bunch of 21 to 24-year-old NBA players chose a 61-year-old, never played in the NBA before, coach to try to bridge a gap because he's still going to have some old philosophies."
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's 61 years old. He's coached in the early 2000s, the late 2000s, the early 2010s. Like, this is 2020, about to be 2021. Like, the game has completely changed. Has he had something to do with that? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The 4-out, 1-in model that they ran in Orlando is pretty much what a lot of teams are running today. But that's the problem. Everybody's caught on. Like, everybody's doing it now. Like what makes his style going to be better than everybody else's style who is already doing it? Another thing is in the last sentence in the quote was, "I can't believe they didn't push for Jason Kidd more harder." Like, Jason Kidd probably was the perfect coach for everybody on that roster. When I say everybody, I mean every single person. I mean Lonzo. I mean Ingram. Zion. Like, he could have absolutely groomed Lonzo. Like, Lonzo is supposed to be Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Like, he's supposed to be that type of point guard.
Yeah.
Like, not ball dominant, but player movement, ball movement dominant. And that's what Jason Kidd was early in, and probably even a little midway into his career.
Mm-hmm.
Zion, right? He's played with guys like Kenyon Martin. He's played with other great bigs that he can make good. Tyson Chandler. He's played with those type of bigs that he knows how to create space, get them in space where they like the ball. And then most importantly, he's played with some of the best, or coached some of the best wing players to ever play the game. Like, he's coached whether you want to call Dirk a wing player or not, Dirk, he's played with Dirk. He's coached LeBron. He's played with Vince Carter. Like,
Coach Paul Pierce.
Coach Paul Pierce. Like, he's coached some
Coach
of the
Joe
Johnson. Like, he's coached guys to where he understands Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He understands where Ingram comfort spots are, right? And he's able to relate to them because he's a younger coach. I hate to say this because he is a Laker assistant and he adds a lot of value to that coaching staff because of all the reasons that I'm saying. But he was their coach. Like, he was their coach. Like, and Stan Van Gundy has underachieved at every other destination he has ever coached at besides Orlando. Hold on. And the Jameer Nelson injury really led to the success that the Magic had because they had no backup point guard. So they was like, all right, who are we going to run at point now? Like, all right, we gotta get a ball to Hedo because Jameer Nelson really was their point guard. He tore his ACL. People forget about that, and it forced them to use Hedo as the point guard in the playoffs, and it magically worked, right? And they found out, like, man, this is the best thing that could have ever happened to us. And hold on.
I think I know where you're going with this.
You know where I'm going.
I know where
right?
you're going with
they
this.
They get to the finals.
And guess who comes back?
And guess who comes back? And guess who starts?
Jameer Nelson.
Jameer Nelson, after Hedo Turkoglu helped you get past Paul Pierce, Ray Allen in the Celtics because KG was hurt that year. And then they played LeBron James in the conference finals.
Yeah.
And Hedo helped you get past LeBron James, who was arguably the one or two best player in the planet.
And Rayford was the one playing the point. I mean, not starting instead
He was
of
starting
Jameer.
at point, but he was off the ball.
Yeah,
They had
he was
Rayford off the
definitely
ball.
off the ball.
And then Jameer Nelson gets back, and he is inserted into the starting lineup
That was a big topic
in the
back then, too.
finals.
Yeah.
And guess
They got their
how many
ass-
games they
their
lost?
ass getting
They lost in
five.
5 games. They didn't stand us 5 games. But those are the type of decisions that he makes. Shaq talked about it when he used to coach for the Heat. He felt like he used to panic, right? They got Stan out, right? And then everybody was rooting for Pat Riley to come back in and coach. And Pat Riley said, I don't want to coach. I got a guy. All right, I groomed this guy. And that's what Spoelstra actually got the opportunity to coach the Heatles, whatever you want to call it. That's how Spoelstra got the opportunity because they got rid of Stan Van Gundy. Pat Riley came back, coached that team. He coached Miami to a championship, right? And then he said, "All right, I'm done. I did what I was supposed to do. I don't want to do that no
Got
more."
their ass kicked the next year, swept by the Bulls.
Swept by the Bulls. He said, "All right, no more. You're Spoelstra here. This ain't for me." But Stan Van Gundy, what did Shaq call him? He said he's the king of panic or something like that. He called him the king or queen of panic. That's a quote from the great Shaquille O'Neal. I hate to hire for them. I'm not saying Stan Van Gundy isn't a great basketball mind. I listen to him on TV talk about the game of basketball. He understands the game of basketball. But like you say, hey Will, on a lot of times when we talk about coaching, it's more about managing personalities and egos. And I don't know if he can do that. And that's a young team that absolutely needs it, right? Because Zion isn't very vocal, but he should be the face of the team.
Mm-hmm.
And he should be more aggressive, and he should be that guy for that team. While Ingram still believes he can be the guy, he can still carry the franchise. And then you also need somebody who can bring the monster out of Lonzo because he gets disinterested and uninvolved in the offense from game to game.
To your point, they don't have guys on that team. Now I'm thinking about the roster. They don't have any guys that's vocal.
Drew Holiday.
They all got laid back guys. Drew Holiday is laid back. Zoe is laid back.
They're going to trade Drew Holiday too. They're going to trade Drew
You
Holiday.
think so?
Yeah, they're going to trade Drew Holiday.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think they're going to trade him. He's owed like $26 million. No way they're going to pay him. They still got to pay Ingram too. Forgot about that. Ingram's a restricted free agent right now.
Oh, you made me want to bring up something, but I want to get to the GOAT talk.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and get to the GOAT talk.
Oh, all right. Let's get it.
We bringing it back. GOAT talk. First one of 2020. I will say this though, by any chance, by any stretch of imagination, the Los Angeles Lakers end up with Chris Paul. Cancel Christmas.
Gonna be a buyout if it happens.
If a buyout happens, that's the biggest part. If the buyout happens and the Los Angeles Lakers are able to get Chris Paul, you cancel Christmas. It's over with. The Los Angeles Lakers are repeating. We're going to be here again talking more shit on the Goodf3llas Podcast.
I will say this to you though, about that, why he pulls the GOAT talk up. I just want everybody to know, because I'm a Lakers fan.
You the OG.
I follow this shit. I follow this shit at year to year. If Rondo, if Chris Paul does get a buyout and Rondo is still on that roster, he will not go to the Lakers.
Ooh, oh yeah. Ooh, you think so?
He will not go to the Lakers.
Yeah, I can see that.
He will not go to the Lakers. He will not go to the Lakers. No. He's not playing with Rondo. He still remembers that
Spitting
whole
in the face.
incident. Yep, with the Rockets and the Lakers. There's no way. So if the buyout happens, and normally the buyout happens closer to the deadline than it does in the offseason. So if they re-sign Rondo, he gets bought out during the season, there's no way he's going to.
And there's also D Rose rumors.
I actually like those.
I love him.
But I will bring out the fact that Rose and LeBron didn't work together the first
That
time.
entire situation.
I feel like Rose was in a bad mind space at that time too. But I also feel like
Cavs were just. I mean, they traded their whole team at the deadline. That year.
yeah,
And it was a weird situation.
I
man.
agree, but can they like Rondo and LeBron are basically the same type of player. Rondo just a little bit smaller and a little bit more
They're very,
unselfish.
very cerebral.
But I feel like Rose really doesn't make anybody better. He's out there trying to get his now. Like, that's the type of space that Rose is in. Does he make the Lakers better? Does he? Can he play with LeBron, or is he more of a off the bench, give you some offense and then sit him back down type of guy for them? So, I mean, it's a lot of ins and outs. I'm not gonna crown them just because they get one of those.
But I will say, if they get Chris Paul,
and they have to sit and they don't re-sign Rondo.
if they get Chris Paul,
Yeah, it's a wrap.
it's over with.
It's a wrap.
Don't talk. Hey, Will, you got to go talk right now?
I'm waiting on
Go
you.
ahead, my bad.
Yeah,
No,
it's
y'all
all
go
right.
ahead.
No, we good. I got
We're just
that.
talking about that excitement.
Woo! Got that up off my chest.
All right. Okay.
What sport? IHSA. What we doing?
Oh, I should give y'all some IHS.
Yeah, I
Maybe
bet.
next week. Maybe when the season starts, November 16th. So,
Plugger.
this is baseball.
Major League.
Major League.
Not Little League World Series.
Shut up, boy.
All right.
It's Major League Baseball in honor of the World Series. All right.
Okay.
So, player A is a Hall of Famer, 10-time All-Star, World Series champ, 4-time Silver Slugger, World Series MVP, 2-time Cy Young winner, has 305 wins, 203 losses, an ERA of 3.54.
You want me to tell you who that is? Right now, or you want me to let you
Well,
finish
you,
saying?
mean, you go ahead.
I ain't even looking. I know who that is.
Who is that? Who is that?
Tom Glavine.
Well, you got damn right.
Chicks dig the long ball. Remember that commercial? Them and Greg Maddox.
Look at me knowing the little baseball. Look at me
You
knowing
knew
the
that shit
baseball.
way too fast.
305 wins through it all.
Through it all, right.
Yeah, I know. I kind of know the wins.
All right.
Who next?
Look at you. All
Yeah,
right.
listen, go ahead.
Hall of Famer, Triple Crown, 10-time All-Star, World Series champ, World Series MVP, 4-time ERA title winner, 5-time Cy Young Award winner, 303 wins, 166 losses, 3.29 ERA.
Tom Glavine. I'm gonna just throw some names out. How many times he won the World Series?
Once.
What was the Cy Young again?
4 times. Wait, 5. 5 times Cy Young.
Greg Maddox?
No.
Kurt Schilling?
No.
No,
I'm
it's
just
not
throwing
Kurt
some names
Schilling.
out
Kurt
there.
Schilling got 3.
Randy Johnson?
Yes.
Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson versus Tom Glavine.
Damn, there's like 2 different pitching styles, so.
Yeah.
Damn.
Big unit. Ooh.
They
Oh.
both lefties too.
Yeah.
I had to get some you know,
I like that Tom Glavine call.
I had to get some
They had-
love to my left.
They had a cold pitching core.
Yes, they did.
Glavine,
One of the best.
Maddox, Smokes.
Yeah,
Yep.
but you can only look at Glavine.
Oh, yeah.
You can only look at
Wow.
And
Glavine.
shout out to my former high school coach, Marvin Freeman. He was on that roster.
When they won the World Series?
Neon,
Yeah, okay. All right, big dog.
Terry Pendleton,
He showed you the ring?
Crime Dog McGriff. Yeah.
You got to touch it?
No. You stingy.
He called that?
Out of bounds.
They called flag?
Woo! Man!
It's tough.
Oh.
Tough right here. I think I know who I'm going with, but I feel like I'm going to be very biased by saying it.
All right, let me dig a little
Give me
bit.
some stats. Yeah, give me some stats.
All right,
Give me some
so
stats.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tom has won 20 games 5 times. Randy has won it 1, 2, 3. He's only won 20 games 3 times. Randy played 22 years. Tom played for 22 years as well. The most losses Randy Johnson had in the season was 14. Tom Glavine had 17 one year. 17 losses.
That was the second season, though.
Yeah.
7 and 17. Looking at it right now. Whoo. This is a good one right here.
I mean, Tom Glavine won 20 games.
3 years in a row.
Times.
He
And
won it
3 years in a row.
91, 92, 93.
Like, I feel like Tom Glavine was more of a pitcher's pitcher. Like, off speed. He wasn't necessarily, because pitching, like, it's about location. You know what I mean? Like,
and your stuff got to be
your
working.
stuff got to be working. And he wasn't overpowering guys by any means. Like, not at all. Like Randy Johnson, he had the fastball and he had the slider.
Yeah.
And that was like really his go-to. You know what I'm saying?
So if you had to give a comparison to a pitcher today that would equal Randy Johnson, who would it be?
I don't think you could.
Like gas like that.
He was a sidearm assassin.
I don't know if you can, but yeah, he number one, he was damn near 7 feet.
6'9", 6'8", 6'9".
But think
He's
about
16.
Randy 16.
16. 16 left hand. And
On the mound too. The mound is already ready.
Yeah, he's not throwing over the top, but it's not sidearm. It's like that in between. That's tough.
I mean, but think about it. Randy Johnson has only won one World Series, right?
It was with the Diamondbacks with Schilling
Yeah.
against your Yankees.
Yeah.
They both pitched twice that World Series.
Yeah. Him and Show.
They both pitched twice.
Whatever.
That's how different
crazy.
baseball.
Whatever it takes. I feel. Oh,
And they had natural days of rest.
see.
And I want to say Randy came in and pitched off the bench in the Schilling start. In the last game.
Oh shit, he probably did. I'm still mad the Yankees lost that. Dang.
If you're gonna lose to one, you gotta lose to those two.
They didn't stand that.
That's
That shit was nasty.
those
The
two
only
pitchers.
person I don't even know, man. Like, and I wasn't old enough to really remember like Nolan Ryan, like as far as like.
No, I'm
like,
just saying
remember-
today,
but
like today. Yeah.
Throwing gas like that, man. Only person today, I don't know, man.
Randy pitched 3 times
In the World Series?
in that World Series.
Better
Went
use 'em.
3-0.
Better use them. Ain't no next round.
1.04 ERA.
Nasty. Nasty.
And he did. You remember I said he came in that last game?
So he actually pitched 4 times?
No. He started 2 games.
Oh, the third
And
game.
then the third game he came in the last game of the series.
Nasty. Who you got? Who you got?
I'm feeling a little biased. I'm feeling a little eight-wheelish today.
Oh, well, listen, bias. It's nothing wrong with being biased, okay?
I'm going with the big unit, man.
Oh,
The big unit was
nasty.
he was nasty, man. That slider coming at you.
Nasty.
His slider was like 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
He was the one that kind of really started that too. The high mile an hour slider.
Because the only other player like today is like, you know who used to throw gas? And I was like, man, like Kerry Wood used to throw gas. And I was like, man, like, and then he ain't have a slider, but his curveball,
Curry was nasty.
he had that curve. So
Why
that's
he had
like,
the arm issue though.
what, broken
Yeah.
to pieces.
That's why he had the
You
arm
funny.
issue.
Talking about broken.
Whew. And Randy was always, outside of when he went with Schilling, even he was always the top guy. Like it was never like Atlanta had a 3-headed monster. Like each one of them could have been a number 1 on any other team.
They
Like,
were number 1s.
you know what I'm saying?
On other teams.
So
They were number 1s on other teams.
So that takes away from Glavine?
it don't take away, but when you put it in perspective, like how many years did he pitch without these guys? Like,
I mean, he pitched a couple years without. He went to the Mets.
yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. Because when he switched teams, he wasn't the same guy. I can say when Randy went to Arizona,
And
he damn near got better.
the Braves, and you gotta think the Braves on the opposite side of the bat were Talking about Chipper.
Yeah.
They had
Fred McGriff.
Yeah, they had guys
Kenny Lofton was on the Indians. Marquise Grissom.
Yeah, they had guys who could put some runs on the board too. So if he did give up 3-4 runs,
They could get him back.
they could get him back and get him a couple additional wins. I feel like the unit got kind of stuck,
He had to be good.
and he had to be good. And just look like one year I was looking at the big unit.
He went 20-4 and 97, 2.28 ERA.
But Glavine, what's this? His 5th year, he won 20 games. That's tough, man. It's tough.
The
Man.
big unit, his first year in Arizona, went 17-9 and had a 2.48 ERA
Shit,
and
look
lost 9 games.
Look at this year, 2002. He went 24-5, 2.32 ERA. 24-5.
I'm gonna go.
He had
He
four
had
straight
18.
years of under 3-point ERA.
I'm a.
2.48, 2.64, 2.49, and 2.32. And this was later on in his career.
I'm gonna go.
35, 36, 37, and 38.
I've only seen Frank Thomas, my favorite player. I've only seen Frank used to struggle with pitchers that threw very, very hard, aka Nolan Ryan
Randy Johnson.
and Randy fucking Johnson.
Randy had 31 with 18-2 with a 2.8.
I'm going
with the unit.
With the unit.
I'm going with the big unit.
Frank Thomas used to struggle with his buddy, man. I used to hate when he used to get up to bat against him.
I'm going with the unit, man. Who you going with?
But he had a nice roster too, though, on the offensive end.
Who?
Unit when he was in Seattle,
Early years.
because he had Griffey,
The early years.
A-Rod, Edgar
Buhner.
Martinez,
Buhner.
Buhner, yeah.
No, they had that was early on.
That was early.
They got broken up real quick.
Too fast.
Yeah, they got broken up real quick.
First White Sox game on too.
I'm going with the unit.
Oof, that sweet here.
I'm going with the unit.
We gotta put this one on. We gotta put this
That's a
on the
good
page.
one, because Tom Glavine was, man.
We
But
gotta put this on the page. There's gonna be plenty of people who pick Tom Glavine.
I'm going with the
do you
unit.
feel, let's do this. Let me ask you this quick question. Do you feel like if you switched Randy Johnson on that Braves team, they still win those World Series?
They win more World Series.
Do you feel like if you switch Tom Glavine to that Arizona team, do they win those World Series?
Yes.
Woo! He's gonna say no, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
gonna say yes. They
No.
still got Schilling. Like Schilling was.
Yeah, but you just said it. Randy pitched 3 times.
Yeah, I don't know if Tom
I
Glavine
don't
could
think
be
Tom-
that guy.
Yeah. Randy had that. That's like, bro, that's nuts.
And when you come in
Yeah,
like
that's
that, you know what you
3
gotta be
times,
throwing?
No, I'm
In
saying
one
like
series?
that take big nuts, dude.
And still
Like,
have 1.04
yes,
ERA.
like, that
Yes.
takes
We ain't
big
giving up
nuts.
no run.
None.
I think
And you know
Where's
that
the Yankees?
that last game was on short
They
rest.
was playing the Yankees.
And you know that last game on short rest.
to be, you can't teach.
And they had, you know, like what year was that? 90?
That might have been it.
No,
2000?
2000.
2002.
And you can't teach 16, man.
When did he win that? 2001. So the Yankees had Bernie. They had
Posada.
Jeter. They had Tino Martinez.
Yeah.
They had a lineup.
Yeah.
They had
Brocious on that team.
Come on,
Scott
bro.
Brocious.
Soriano was on
They
the
had a
team.
lineup. Okay.
Jeter. Yep. Bernie Williams still on the team.
Yeah.
Paul O'Neill was
David
on the team.
Justice.
There you
Oh.
go.
David Justice.
Yeah, they had a lineup.
1.04
They had a
ERA.
lineup, bro. Tom Glavine couldn't have got through that like that. 3 games. Tom Glavine could have got through that lineup 3 times.
Down on that team.
3 times. And I'm almost guaranteeing that the 2 games that Randy started, he probably went no less than 7 innings. No less than 7 innings. Like, so just imagine that. He saw those guys at least 3 times.
And the advantage is supposed to
Come
be
on, man.
towards the hitter.
Come on,
When
man.
You see a pitcher so many times.
Come on, man.
Dude.
And he didn't even pitch game 1. That's what made it even worse.
Dude.
How many innings did he pitch in the games that he pitched?
Game 2, he pitched. He pitched 9 innings.
Come on, man. Pitch the whole, cut it out.
Complete game.
Cut it out.
Three hits, 0 earned.
Cut it out. He pitched a complete
1
game.
walk.
Hold on.
1 walk, 11 strikeouts.
Come on, man. Shut it out. He like, come on. And then he came back.
And they had good pitchers too.
Yes. They had Randy Johnson.
Cena,
yeah.
Andy Pettit, Roger Clemens.
Yeah.
Like, they had good pitchers, too.
And they still had Mariano.
Bro, you can't teach 16. One thing, when I used to face pitchers, when it was a taller pitcher, bro, they have the advantage.
Yeah.
Because not only when they coming down at you, the length, it's a shorter time for you to react to the ball. If it's a shorter time, that's why like in the Little League World Series, when you saw them tall, big pitchers,
Yeah, they dominate.
They dominate like that because the Little League mound from the pitcher to the batter's box is already small. And then you got somebody like that tall throwing that hard, it's almost impossible. Like Randy Johnson is coming at you at the least, his fastball is on a bad day, 96, 97.
That's crazy.
Right? So if he's hitting triple digits and you up at the batter's box, bro,
Stop.
come on, man. That's you can't teach that. Like that's an advantage. That's power.
Tom couldn't have did that. Complete game.
It would have looked way different.
And then what was the second game he pitched? So if that was game 2.
7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks.
That's what I said. He pitched at least 7 innings 2 times.
Yeah,
At least 7 innings.
and he killed the pitcher.
And then came back.
He killed the
So-
It wasn't a pitcher.
What was it?
It was kind of.
That was a pigeon, bro.
Oh.
It was a bird.
So,
Bird? All right, we
so
go
this
Bird.
one, this one definitely gonna freak y'all out. So that game 6, where I just said he pitched 7 innings,
Yeah.
that was on November 3rd. He comes back and pitches November 4th in game 7, and wins it.
How many innings he pitched that game? At least 4. At least 4.
I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna say 2. I haven't seen it.
Like, but see, you know why Randy could do that though? Do you know why he was able to do that?
Just actually one inning.
But do you know why he was able to do that though?
He actually got the save. Actually,
Like, it's that fastball, man. Like Randy, like if you couldn't hit his fastball, it was no point of him going to his slider. Like for what?
No, but
But so he hit like the torque on his arm.
But think about that.
Like-
he threw 7 innings.
Yeah.
So in 7 innings, he threw at least between 80
100.
to 100 pitches.
Yeah.
Came back the next day to save the game, which means he threw at least at the bare minimum.
hold on. This is wild because I do remember this being one of the best World Series I've ever seen.
It
with my
was.
eyes. The Yankees were up 2-1 going into the bottom of the 9th, and the Diamondbacks scored 2 in the bottom of the 9th
That was great.
to win the World Series.
Luis Gonzalez got that hit.
You are absolutely right.
He sure did.
In and out.
You are absolutely
Right up the middle on your boy.
And guess
Rivera.
guess what he did? He put the ball in play.
Yeah, that's all
he
you
didn't
gotta
try.
do.
He
You
didn't
see?
try to hit a home run.
You see the in and out swing. That's what
I don't know what the hell that means.
And I'm saying he ain't trying to do too much with the pitch. He did what he could do with the
Not
pitch.
trying to pull
Simplify
it.
for
So
me.
he did what he could do with
Break
the
it
pitch.
down.
He's not trying to pull
Got
it.
in on his hands a little bit. He just
You just hit it.
put the bat on the ball.
Well, maybe he should taught Max Muncy and Will Smith that.
Maybe they need to hire him. I
I
like that go talk.
That was a good one. We gotta
Real
post
good
that.
one.
We gotta post that on the page.
Man.
I got a feeling some people gonna say Tom.
Yeah, Tom Glavine was
Oh, that's touchdown.
Oh! He running like
Should've just
Jones.
kept running.
All right. Follow us, social media, Instagram, Goodfellas Podcast, spelled with a 3 instead of an E. Subscribe to us on YouTube where we'll be posting this video. And Facebook, give us a like. Twitter, Goodfellas87. And we are on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. Hey, Will, what can they do?
Subscribe, rate, and review.
Gang, gang, gang.
Holden.
Shout outs. Any shout outs?
Man, I actually don't have any shout outs this week, actually. Man. Shout out my boy Philip Rivers, man. Philip the Go Rivers.
He the GOAT?
I'm gonna shout him out.
He called him the GOAT.
Now he gonna go out here and throw 2 or 3 picks next week.
Who y'all play?
I'll be out here bashing.
Who y'all play?
Ooh.
Or y'all gotta buy?
No, we not on about right now. But I get back to you. But no, that's it. I really don't have no shout outs this week.
Hey, Will.
I don't got nothing, brother. I'm chilling.
Man called him the GOAT Rivers.
Philip the Go Rivers.
Oh, y'all play the Lions.
We play the Lions. Hopefully we win. God bless. I actually was thinking about teasing the Lions, so I might have to get off that because I definitely think about teasing.
Stay away game. Cause I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. Do I have any shout outs?
Oh, you know what? I do got a shout out, man. Shout out to App State, man. They just won me my bet today, so
Oh, they did?
shout out to them. Man.
Okay.
Shout out to them, man. App State.
We going to Vegas with that money?
No, it ain't that much money.
Oh, damn.
Just a little COVID money, that's all.
Just a little COVID. I don't know if I got any shout-outs for the first time in a long time.
Boy, you ain't have a shout out the last 3 weeks.
No, I did. I shouted out Jordan last week. The GOAT.
I ain't got nothing, man.
No, shout out. I got to see my nephew. So shout out my sister and my bro-in-law for surprising moms. My nephew Jace. That boy gonna be a defensive tackle or somebody linebacker. Okay? Damn near taller than me.
Well, that ain't
If he taller than me, he damn near your height, because you ain't that tall. Okay? Keep it in perspective, Mr. Wilson. So, we will be posting that Go Talk. If y'all have any other Go Talks that y'all want us to discuss, no matter the sport, let us know.
It does kind of matter the sport, right?
No,
Yeah,
I'm saying no
yeah,
matter
no,
the sport. Like, it don't just have to be basketball.
Oh, yeah,
it don't
yeah,
have to
yeah.
just be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Something we watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, don't come at us with no lacrosse
He dropped.
Go Talk.